Welcome back, folks. Just before we begin, it's a fun idea if you comment with your location. Thanks a bunch. Please like and subscribe. Let's get cozy and start the session. I glance at the clock, 11:45 p.m. Mia's still not home. I sit at the kitchen table, beer in hand, trying to ignore the tight knot in my stomach. This has become a regular occurrence. Her late-night gym sessions, her excuses about extra workouts. Something's off, and I can't shake it. We used to have a rhythm, Mia and I. Our marriage, once passionate, has become mechanical. It's been months since we've been truly close. I used to blame it on stress, on the business keeping me late, on her obsession with fitness. But it's something more. I can feel it, and it's driving me crazy. I've tried talking to her, but she brushes me off. You're paranoid, she says, or you're just stressed. Maybe she's right, but it doesn't explain the late-night phone calls or how she always seems distracted when we're together. I've caught her glancing at her phone, smiling at something I can't see. Then there's her personal trainer, Chase. Ever since she started working with him, things have changed. She spends hours at the gym, even when she doesn't need to. At first, I told myself it was just Mia being committed to staying in shape. But now I'm not so sure. My phone buzzes on the table, breaking my thoughts. It's a text from her, running late, don't wait up. No explanation, no apology, just another vague excuse. I grit my teeth, trying to fight the anger rising inside me. How many nights like this have there been? Too many. I run my own construction business, and I've always prided myself on being a man who can handle things, fix problems. But this is different. I can't fix this with my hands, and that makes me feel helpless. I've never been the type to sit around and let life happen to me, but here I am letting it eat away at me, night after night as I try to piece together what's going on. I stand up and walk to the kitchen window, staring into the darkness outside. My reflection looks back at me, tired and angry. Something has to change. I can't keep living like this, waiting for the other shoe to drop. I grab another beer from the fridge, then stop. No, I need to clear my head, not drown in it. I head upstairs. Maybe sleep will help. As I pass through the hallway, I notice Mia's phone sitting on the dresser, left behind in her rush. I don't usually check her phone. I hate the idea of spying. But tonight, something's different. The knot in my stomach tightens, and before I realize it, I'm picking up the phone. It's locked, of course. But as I hold it, a message flashes on the screen. Miss you already. It's from Chase. My blood runs cold. I stare at the message, my mind racing. There's no mistaking the tone. No room for misinterpretation. This isn't just about training sessions. I sit on the edge of the bed, phone clutched in my hand, staring at the screen like it holds the answer to everything. The pieces start to fall into place. Her late nights, her growing distance, the way she's always glued to her phone. It's him, Chase. I feel a wave of rage wash over me, so intense I almost crush the phone in my hand. How long has this been going on? I think back to all the times I tried to talk to her, all the times she made me feel like I was crazy. And all along, she's been sneaking around behind my back. My first instinct is to call her, demand answers, but I stop myself. No, that's what she'd expect. I'm not going to give her the satisfaction of seeing me unravel. Not yet. I need to know the whole truth first. I put the phone down, my mind spinning. What now? I'm not the type to sit and stew in betrayal. I need to take action to get to the bottom of this. I can't just confront her with a single message. That's not enough. I need to be sure. I think of Chase, of his smug face the last time I saw him at the gym. I knew there was something off about him, but I ignored it. Not anymore. If he thinks he can do this to me, to my marriage, he's got another thing coming. I'll make him pay. Both of them. I sit there, the anger burning inside me, as a plan starts to form. This isn't over. Not by a long shot. I'm going to make sure they regret every second of whatever they've done. One way or another, I'll get my revenge. I drive fast, gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turn white. My mind races as fast as the car, a storm of thoughts and emotions I can't stop. The message from Chase keeps flashing in my head. Miss you already? It's burned into my mind, mocking me. Mia, the woman I've spent the last 10 years of my life with, the woman I trusted, has been sneaking around with her personal trainer. The betrayal hits me like a punch to the gut, over and over, every time I think about it. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get there. All I know is that I need answers, and I need them now. I don't bother texting Mia back. She won't be home for hours, and I can't stand sitting in that house waiting for her to lie to my face again. Chase's apartment isn't far, and I make it there in record time. I pull up in front of his building, barely taking the time to turn off the engine before I'm out of the car. I march up to his door, heart pounding in my chest. My mind is clear now. One thought cuts through the noise. I need the truth. I knock hard and fast, not caring about making a scene. He needs to answer for this. After what feels like an eternity, the door cracks open. Chase stands there, his face a mixture of surprise and panic. Eric, what the? I don't wait for him to finish. I push past him into the apartment, my shoulder bumping him hard as I force my way in. He stumbles back, stammering something I don't hear. My eyes scan the room and all I see is betrayal. Photos of Mia, her things scattered around like she belongs here. A rage I didn't know I had inside me boils over. We need to talk, I say, my voice cold, steady. I step closer to him, forcing him back against the wall. He's tall, muscular, the kind of guy you'd expect Mia to fall for. But right now, he's terrified. Eric, man, this is a misunderstanding, he mutters, trying to put on a calm face, but he's sweating. He's scared. He should be. A misunderstanding, I growl. You've been screwing my wife. He freezes, and for a split second, he tries to deny it, but I see the truth in his eyes. His mouth opens, but nothing comes out. Don't even try to lie. I take a step closer, invading his space. You thought I wouldn't find out? You thought you could keep this going and I wouldn't notice? Look, man, it's not what you think, he says, his hands coming up in some pathetic attempt to calm me down. Mia, she came on to me, all right? I didn't mean for this to happen. I feel a wave of disgust roll through me. He's trying to put this on Mia, like that makes it any better. I push him again, harder this time, making him stumble. You think that matters to me? I spit the words out. You went along with it, didn't you? You're just as guilty. He doesn't answer. He can't. He knows I'm right. But something's gnawing at me, something I can't shake. The way he's acting, the fear in his eyes, like there's more he's not telling me. Is Mia the only one? I ask, my voice low, dangerous. Or are there others? Chase's eyes flicker, just for a moment, and I know there's more to this. My stomach churns as I think about all the other women he's probably charmed, manipulated, used. Women like Mia, who trusted him. I shove him aside and start tearing through his apartment, looking for something, anything that will give me the full picture. Chase follows me, babbling, trying to explain, but I don't hear him. I find his laptop on the coffee table and flip it open. It's password protected, but that doesn't matter. I grab his phone off the counter, and without thinking, I slam it down, cracking the screen. He winces, but I don't care. I'm beyond caring. He tries to pull me away, but I push him back, harder this time. You've got a lot of explaining to do, I say, and I'm not leaving until I know everything. Eric, please, just listen, he starts, but I'm not in the mood for excuses. I kick open a door leading to a small bedroom, and my eyes fall on something that makes my blood run cold. In the middle of the room is a desk, and on that desk are stacks of photos. Photos of different women, some I recognize from Mia's gym. There are emails printed out, messages between Chase and these women, all of them the same flirtatious, slimy language he used with Mia. This isn't just an affair. This is a pattern. Chase is a predator. I turn to face him, and he's pale, his mouth moving, but no words coming out. You've been doing this with all of them, haven't you, I say, my voice barely a whisper. The rage inside me is mixing with something else now, something darker. I can't believe how deep this goes. Eric, I swear, well, shut up. My voice cracks like a whip. I walk over to the desk, my hands shaking as I sift through the evidence. This isn't just about Mia anymore. This guy has been using his position, his charm, to manipulate these women. My stomach churns as I imagine how many lives he's destroyed, how many marriages he's shattered. I flip through more photos and then I see something that makes me freeze. A video camera, still on, still recording. It's facing the bed. I look back at Chase and he's slumped against the wall, defeated. You filmed them? I ask, my voice cold. You blackmail them? No, no, it's not like that, he says, shaking his head. It's just, look, man, I didn't hurt anyone, all right? It's consensual, I swear. I walk over to him and grab him by the collar, lifting him off the ground. You think that makes it better? I snarl. You think that makes you less of a monster? He doesn't answer. He can't. I let him go and he crumples to the floor, gasping for breath. My mind is racing. This isn't just about Mia anymore. I need to expose him, make sure everyone knows what kind of person he really is. But I also need to be smart about this. If I go to the police now, they'll want to question Mia, and I'm not ready for that. Not yet. I leave him there, broken and silent, and walk back out into the living room. I've seen enough. This changes everything. I was angry before, but now I'm furious. Chase isn't just some idiot who made a mistake. He's a predator who needs to be stopped. And I'm going to make sure he's ruined for good. I head for the door, my mind buzzing with plans, with ways to make him pay. Just as I'm about to leave, I notice another door, locked this time. I glance back at Chase, but he's still slumped on the floor, muttering to himself. Without hesitation, I kick the door open. Inside is a nightmare I never expected. A room full of personal belongings, jewelry, clothing, private items that don't belong to Chase. My heart pounds as I realize what this is. It's a trophy room, a sick, twisted collection of mementos from every woman he's manipulated. I turn back to Chase, who's staring at me with wide, terrified eyes. You're done, I say, my voice low and steady. I'm going to make sure everyone knows what you are. He doesn't respond. He knows it's over. I leave the apartment, my heart pounding, but my mind clear. This isn't just about Mia anymore. This is about something much bigger. Chase won't just lose Mia, he's going to lose everything, and I'll make sure of it. The drive home is different. My rage has a direction now, a purpose. I'm not just some guy whose wife cheated on him. I'm the man who's going to destroy Chase's entire world. Mia has no idea what's coming. Neither does Chase. I step back into the house, my mind still spinning from what I saw at Chase's apartment. The photos, the trophies, the video camera. It's clear that this goes way beyond Mia and me. Chase is a predator. He's been doing this for a long time, manipulating women who trusted him. And Mia fell for it. She became another one of his victims. Or maybe she's just as guilty. I don't know, and I don't care. All I know is that this isn't over. I walk through the house in silence, the only sound my footsteps on the hardwood floor. Mia is still at the gym, or at least that's what she's told me. The silence is heavy, suffocating. I can feel the weight of everything building inside me, pushing me towards something I can't quite name. I don't just want revenge anymore. I need it. I need to take control of this situation to make sure that Chase and Mia feel every ounce of the betrayal they've put me through. I sit down at the kitchen table and pull out my laptop. I've been thinking about this for a while, ever since I first started suspecting that Mia was cheating. I've been gathering information, nothing serious, just little things. Her schedule, her gym routines, the time she was home late without an explanation. Now, with what I found at Chase's place, I have the missing piece. I know exactly what I need to do. I've already installed spyware on Mia's phone, and I pull up the app now. It's all there, her texts with Chase, the photos they've exchanged, even the call logs, every time they've talked, every time they've met. She thinks she's been careful, but she hasn't. She's been sloppy, and I've been watching. The anger burns in my chest, but I push it down. This isn't the time to lose control. I start downloading everything. Screenshots of their messages, photos of them together. The calls. I make sure to save it all, backing it up in multiple places. This is my ammunition, and I'm going to use it to destroy both of them. But I can't stop there. I need more. I think back to the other women in Chase's life, the ones whose photos I saw at his apartment. If I can find them, convince them to help me, I'll have everything I need. This isn't just about Mia anymore. It's about bringing Chase down, exposing him for what he is. I'm not just going to end their affair. I'm going to ruin them both. I start digging through Chase's social media, finding connections to the women I saw in those photos. Some of them have tagged him in gym posts talking about what a great trainer he is, how he's helped them. It makes me sick to read it. They have no idea what kind of man he really is. I send a few anonymous messages, testing the waters. I know it's a long shot, but if even one of them responds, I'll have a way in. Hours pass and I'm still at the computer, lost in the details of my plan. Every piece of information I gather strengthens my resolve. Mia hasn't texted me and I know why. She's with Chase. She's probably lying in his bed right now, whispering the same things she used to say to me. But that's fine. Let her have her moment. She has no idea what's coming. It's late by the time I hear the door open. I close the laptop, keeping everything hidden for now. Mia walks in, still in her workout clothes, her hair pulled back into a tight ponytail. She looks at me, surprised to see me still up. "You're still awake?" she asks, trying to sound casual. She's good at this, pretending like nothing's wrong. I nod, forcing a smile. "Yeah, couldn't sleep." She shrugs and heads to the fridge, grabbing a bottle of water. "Long day at the gym," she says. "I'm exhausted." I don't say anything, just watch her as she takes a long sip. The way she moves, the way she acts, it's all an act, and I'm not playing along anymore. "Did you have a good workout?" I ask, keeping my voice steady. "Yeah, it was fine," she says, her eyes avoiding mine. "Why do you ask?" "Just curious," I say, leaning back in my chair. "I've been thinking about hitting the gym more myself. Maybe we could go together sometime." Her eyes flash with something, panic maybe. Guilt? It's quick, but I catch it. She laughs, but it sounds forced. "Sure, if you want," she says, "but you know how busy your schedule is." "True," I say. "But I'm sure I could make time for you, so." She doesn't respond, and the silence stretches between us, heavy and thick. I know she's hiding something, and I know she's wondering if I've figured it out yet. She finishes her water and heads upstairs without another word, leaving me alone in the kitchen. I wait until I hear the bedroom door close before I pull my phone out again. I scroll through her recent texts with Chase, reading their plans for tomorrow. They're meeting again, and this time, I'm going to be ready. I've already got a few women on the hook, women who have had similar experiences with Chase. I don't need all of them. I just need enough to make his life hell, and Mia's too. The next morning, I play the part. I make coffee, kiss Mia on the cheek as she heads out the door, and tell her to have a great day. She smiles, that same fake smile she's been giving me for weeks. I watch her drive away, knowing exactly where she's going. I follow her, keeping a safe distance as she drives to Chase's apartment. I park a few blocks away, watching as she heads inside. I wait, my heart pounding in my chest, the rage building again. But I don't move. Not yet. I'm going to let this play out. After a while, I get out of the car and walk down the street, my hands in my pockets, trying to look as casual as possible. I approach the building, my pulse racing. I've already thought this through. If anyone asks, I'm just visiting a friend. But no one stops me. I make my way up the stairs to Chase's apartment, and I knock. It takes a minute, but Chase opens the door, his eyes widening when he sees me. "Eric," he says, his voice tight. "What are you doing here?" "I thought we should talk," I say, stepping inside before he can stop me. He tries to close the door, but I push past him. Mia's sitting on the couch, her eyes going wide as she sees me. "Eric," she starts, but I cut her off. "Don't bother," I say, my voice cold. "I know everything." Chase moves to stand between us, but I ignore him, my eyes locked on Mia. "You think you can keep lying to me?" I say, my voice rising. "You think I'm an idiot?" Mia's face pales and she stands up, her hands shaking. "Eric, it's not what you think." I laugh, the sound bitter and sharp. It's exactly what I think. I've seen the texts, I've seen the photos, and I know all about Chase and his little game. Chase steps forward, trying to calm me down. Eric, listen, man. Shut up, I snap, turning to face him. I'm not here to talk to you. I'm here to end this. Mia starts to cry, and for a moment, I feel a pang of something. Pity, maybe? But it's fleeting. She made her choices, and now she has to live with them. I've been watching both of you, I say, my voice low. I know everything. And I've been talking to some of the other women, Chase. You've got a pattern, don't you? Chase's face drains of color, and I know I've hit a nerve. Eric, I'm going to make sure everyone knows what kind of man you are, I continue, stepping closer to him. You think you can keep doing this? Manipulating women? Using them and just walk away? Chase stumbles back, his face twisted in fear. Please, Eric, don't. It's too late for that. I say, my voice cold. You're done. Mia sobs, but I don't look at her. This isn't about her anymore. This is about Chase. I turn and walk out of the apartment, slamming the door behind me. Outside, I feel the adrenaline surging through me. I've just put the final piece of my plan into motion. I know Chase is going to try to cover his tracks, but it's too late. The evidence is out there, and I've already sent everything to his gym, to his clients, and to every woman he's ever worked with. Mia has no idea what's coming. She'll lose everything, her reputation, her social circle, everything she's built. And Chase, he's going to lose even more. I get into my car and drive away, a cold smile on my face. This isn't over yet, not by a long shot. Mia is planning to leave me. I can feel it in the way she's moving, the way her behavior has shifted over the past few days. She's quieter, more calculated. We haven't had a real conversation in what feels like weeks. When she looks at me, it's not the same. There's no warmth, no connection, just distance and something else. Guilt, maybe. She doesn't know I've been playing along, pretending not to notice her glances at her phone, the way she stays out later and later. But I know, and now I have to act fast. I sit in the living room, staring at my phone, pulling up the spyware I installed weeks ago. I scroll through her messages with Chase. She's telling him that tonight is the night. She's leaving me. She's packing her things as soon as I head out for my business dinner, and they're meeting at his place. They think they're getting away clean. But I've seen this coming, and I'm ready. I can feel my heartbeat in my throat, my chest tight with anticipation. This is it, the moment I've been working toward. I won't just let her walk out. I'm going to destroy everything she thinks she's escaping with. And Chase, he's about to lose it all. I'm not going to yell, scream, or beg. That's not how this ends. I stand up, walk to the window, and look outside. The evening sun is dipping below the horizon, casting long shadows over the yard. The calm before the storm. I have everything I need. Weeks of texts, photos, evidence from Chase's apartment, not to mention the conversations I've had with the other women he's manipulated. It's all ready to go. I've already sent anonymous tips to the gym management about Chase's affairs. By tomorrow morning, everyone will know exactly what kind of man he is. His career will be in ruins. But that's not enough. I want Mia to feel it too. I want her to see everything she's about to lose. I take a deep breath, steadying myself. I can't afford to get emotional now. I've been careful, calculated. I need to stay that way. I walk into the kitchen and pour myself a glass of water, trying to slow my pulse, my mind racing with every possible outcome. There's a part of me, small but there, that wonders if I should stop. If I should just confront her, talk to her, ask her why she's done this. But I already know why. She's selfish. She wanted more, something different. And now she's going to pay for it. The door opens and Mia walks in. She's dressed casually, but I can see the tension in her shoulders. She doesn't look at me as she heads straight for the stairs, muttering something about needing to change before she heads out to meet a friend. I know exactly who that friend is. You're going out tonight? I ask, keeping my voice steady. Yeah, just for a bit, she says without looking at me, her hand gripping the banister as she starts up the stairs. I nod, watching her go. She has no idea what's coming. I wait until I hear her footsteps disappear into the bedroom before I pull out my phone again. I send the email I've been preparing for weeks. One click, and everything is in motion. By the time she gets to Chase's place, his life will be in shambles. As I'm about to close the app, something catches my eye, a new message from Chase. It's short. It's short, but it hits me like a truck. Can't wait. Let's get out of here tonight. No more looking back. She's not just leaving me. They're running away together tonight. My hands grip the edge of the counter as I process the full weight of what's happening. Mia wasn't just cheating. She was planning to start a new life with him, leaving me behind, leaving everything we built. Fury rises in me, hotter than before, but I hold it down. I won't give her the satisfaction of knowing she's broken me. I've planned for this, and now it's time to execute. I head upstairs. Mia's in the bedroom packing a small suitcase. She's quick, almost frantic, like she's afraid I'll walk in and catch her. But I already know everything. I watch her for a moment, unnoticed, from the hallway. There's something darkly satisfying about it. Watching her pack, thinking she's getting away with this. She zips the suitcase closed and turns toward the door, stopping dead when she sees me standing there. "Eric," she says, her voice shaky. "I didn't hear you come up." I smile, but it doesn't reach my eyes. "Going somewhere?" Her face flushes and she stammers, "I was just going to stay with a friend for the night." I step into the room, keeping my expression neutral. "You've been seeing Chase, haven't you?" Her face pales. She opens her mouth to deny it, but nothing comes out. She knows the game is up. The silence between us stretches out, heavy and thick. "You are going to leave me tonight," I say, my voice cold, calm. "Run away with him." She shakes her head, tears welling up in her eyes. "Eric, I can explain." "I don't need an explanation." I move closer, towering over her. "I know everything, Mia. I've known for weeks." Her eyes widen, panic setting in. "I didn't mean for this to happen," she whispers. "I was going to tell you, I swear. I just—" "Save it." I cut her off. "You don't get to play the victim now." She steps back, her voice trembling. "I never wanted to hurt you, Eric. I didn't know how to stop. Chase is a predator," I snap, "and you fell right into his trap. But you knew what you were doing. Don't pretend you didn't." Her tears spill over now, and she tries to reach for me, but I pull away. "Eric, please." "Don't touch me," I say, my voice like ice. "You think I'm just going to let you walk out of here after everything?" She doesn't answer, but her sobs fill the room. I watch her, feeling nothing but contempt. The woman I thought I loved, the woman I built my life with, she's gone. All that's left is a shell of the person I thought I knew, and now I'm going to make sure she pays for what she's done. I hear a knock at the door downstairs, and Mia looks toward it, confused. She wipes at her tears, trying to compose herself. Who is that?" "Why don't you go find out?" I say. Mia hesitates, but the knocking continues, louder this time. She grabs her suitcase and heads for the stairs, her steps shaky, unsure. I follow her down, keeping my distance. I already know who's at the door. I planned this perfectly. When she opens the door, 2 police officers stand on the porch, their expressions serious. Mia's breath catches in her throat, and she glances back at me, confused, terrified. "Are you Mia Wright?" one of the officers asks. Yes," she stammers. "What's this about?" "We're here regarding an investigation into Chase Miller," the officer says. "We have reason to believe you may be involved." Mia's face goes white. "What? No, I don't know what you're talking about." The officer looks at her calmly, pulling out a folded piece of paper. "We have a warrant to search this residence for any evidence related to Mr. Miller's illegal activities." Mia looks like she's going to faint. She turns to me, panic in her eyes. "Eric, what is this?" I don't answer. I just watch her, waiting for it to sink in. Everything she's built with Chase, her secret life, her affair, it's all crumbling around her. The police push past her, moving into the house, and I see the realization hit her like a ton of bricks. "You set me up," she whispers, her voice breaking. You did this. I smile, cold and sharp. I told you, Mia, I know everything. She drops the suitcase, her hands trembling. Eric, please, we can fix this. We can work it out. I made a mistake, but I still love you. I laugh, the sound bitter. You love me? You were going to leave me tonight. Don't stand there and pretend like you care. Her eyes fill with fresh tears and she falls to her knees in front of me. Please, Eric, I'll do anything. I was stupid. I made a mistake. Don't let them take me. I look down at her, my heart cold. The woman I loved is gone, replaced by this pitiful, broken creature. You've already lost everything, Mia, I say, my voice soft but firm. Everything we had, everything you thought you were running away to, it's all gone. She sobs, clutching at my legs, but I pull away, stepping over her and out the door. I can hear the officers inside, rifling through her things, turning the house upside down. Chase's life is ruined, and now Mia is about to watch hers burn down too. As I walk to my car, I feel the weight of everything I've done settle on my shoulders. The revenge is complete. They're both finished. But instead of the satisfaction I thought I'd feel, there's only emptiness. I sit at the kitchen table staring at the mess of papers in front of me. Emails printed out, text messages, phone records. Every bit of evidence I've gathered over the past few weeks. Chase is arrested, and Mia's affair is no longer a secret. Everything has unraveled exactly as I planned, but instead of satisfaction, there's this strange hollowness sitting heavy in my chest. Mia hasn't left the house in days. She doesn't talk much, just moves around like a ghost, lost in her own world. Her friends have cut her off. The whispers, the side glances whenever she goes outside, it's all gotten back to her. She's ruined, socially dead, just like I wanted. And yet, every time I look at her, slumped on the couch, I feel nothing. No victory, no pleasure, just exhaustion. I sip my coffee, trying to shake the weight off my shoulders. I should feel proud, right? I did what I set out to do. Chase is facing charges and Mia's life is in ruins. But there's no rush of triumph, no moment of celebration, just silence. The door creaks open and Mia walks in, her eyes red and puffy. She hasn't slept much, and it shows. She looks at me, but it's like she's looking through me. Eric. Her voice is thin, barely a whisper. I don't answer. I wait for her to say whatever she's going to say, already knowing how this conversation is going to go. We've been here before, her apologies, her tears, her desperation. But I'm past it now. I'm sorry, she says, sitting down across from me. I didn't mean for things to get this far. I lost control. I stare at her, my face blank. You didn't lose control, Mia. You made choices, and now you're dealing with the consequences. Her lip trembles, and she wipes away a tear. I know I hurt you, but please, Eric, can't we just... She pauses, struggling to find the words. Can't we try to fix this? I'll do anything. I lean back in my chair, folding my arms. Fix what? You think we can just go back to the way things were? I don't know, she says, her voice cracking. I just don't want to lose everything. I still love you. I can change. I look at her, really look at her, and for a moment I almost feel pity. Almost. But then I remember everything, the lies, the betrayal, the months of pretending. She didn't love me then. She loved the thrill, the excitement of something new. And now she's clinging to whatever's left, trying to salvage her own life. I don't think you understand, Mia, I say, my voice steady. There's nothing left to fix. I don't trust you. I don't even know who you are anymore. Her face crumples, and she covers her mouth, sobbing into her hands. I wait for the guilt to hit, for that pang of regret, but it never comes. I've done what I needed to do. This was never about saving our marriage. It was about control, about making sure she and Chase couldn't walk away without facing the consequences. I'll leave, she whispers through her tears. If that's what you want, I'll go. I'll give you whatever you want. I stand up, turning my back to her. You should have left a long time ago. Her sobs fill the kitchen, but I don't turn around. I can't. There's no point in dragging this out. I hear her get up and leave, her footsteps heavy as she heads upstairs to pack whatever's left of her life. The door clicks shut behind her, and I'm alone again. I walk over to the window, watching the sun dip low in the sky, casting long shadows across the yard. Everything feels quiet, too quiet. I did what I set out to do. I burned everything down. But now that it's all over, what's left? I glance at the stack of papers on the table, the evidence of my revenge. It all feels hollow now, meaningless. I've won, but what exactly have I won? The hours pass slowly. Mia packs her things, avoiding me as much as possible. She's probably going to her parents' place. Where else can she go? Her friends don't want anything to do with her now. Chase is gone, arrested for his crimes, and the gym's reputation is in tatters. I've dismantled everything they had. But it doesn't bring me peace. It doesn't erase the betrayal, the months of suspicion, the gnawing doubt that ate away at me. I thought revenge would make it better, that it would give me closure, but all it's given me is emptiness. The next morning, I hear the front door open and close quietly. Mia's gone. I sit at the kitchen table again, the same spot I've been in for days, and stare out the window. The house is empty now, just like me. I don't feel relief. I don't feel free, just numb. I need to get out of here. I grab my keys and head out, driving aimlessly for hours, not really thinking, just trying to escape the silence that's closing in around me. I end up at the edge of town, parked by the lake we used to go to when things were good. The memories don't hurt as much as I thought they would. They feel distant, like they belong to someone else. My phone buzzes, pulling me out of my thoughts. It's a number I don't recognize. For a moment, I think about ignoring it, but something compels me to pick it up. Eric, a woman's voice says on the other end, hesitant. Who's this? It's Sarah, she says, one of Chase's clients. I frown, my grip tightening on the phone. Why are you calling me? I wasn't sure if I should, she says, her voice shaky, but I've been talking to some of the other women. We're thinking about filing a lawsuit against the gym. Against Chase. I don't say anything. I'm not sure how to respond. I thought I was done with all of this, but here it is, pulling me back in. We were hoping you could help, Sarah continues. You have evidence, right, of what he did? We could use that. It could make a difference. I stare out at the water, my mind spinning. I thought I'd put this behind me, that I'd finished what I set out to do. But this feels different. This isn't just about revenge anymore. It's about justice. I'll think about it, I say finally, and she thanks me before hanging up. I sit there for a long time, the phone still in my hand, the lake stretching out in front of me. There's a weight on my chest, something I can't quite shake. I thought revenge would be enough. I thought I could just walk away after everything fell apart, but now I'm not so sure. Maybe this isn't over. Maybe there's still something left to do. I drive back home, the road blurring beneath me as my thoughts swirl. When I walk inside, the house is eerily quiet, empty in a way it hasn't been before. Mia's gone for good this time, and there's no one left to blame. Just me and the choices I've made. I walk upstairs to the bedroom, standing in the doorway for a moment, taking in the mess she left behind. Suitcases half packed, clothes strewn across the floor. I should feel something, anger, regret, relief, but all I feel is tired. I pick up the pieces, one by one, cleaning up the mess without thinking. It's automatic, like I'm on autopilot. When I'm done, I sit on the bed, staring at the empty space where Mia used to sleep. The silence presses down on me, heavier than ever. I thought I'd find peace in her destruction, in the dismantling of everything she and Chase built. But now I'm starting to wonder if I've lost more than they ever did. The phone buzzes again, another message from Sarah, thanking me for considering helping them. She doesn't know what I've been through, what I've done to get here. To her, I'm just someone who can help. Someone who can make a difference. But can I? I don't answer the message. Instead, I lie back on the bed, staring up at the ceiling, the weight of everything pressing down on me. The house is quiet, too quiet, and for the first time in a long time, I feel truly alone. I thought revenge would be the answer, that it would fill the void left by Mia's betrayal. But now I realize it was never about that. It was about control, about trying to take back something that was already gone. And in the end, I'm left with nothing. Mia's gone, Chase is gone, and I'm still here, stuck in the ruins of what we once had. I close my eyes, listening to the silence, wondering if I'll ever feel whole again. Mia stands in front of me, her face streaked with tears, her eyes desperate. She's trembling, reaching out as if to grab onto something that's no longer there. I stare at her, my heart hardening. The woman I once knew is gone, replaced by someone I can't recognize, someone who tore apart everything we built. And now, after all that's happened, she's standing here begging for forgiveness. It feels almost pathetic. "I'm sorry, Eric," she pleads, her voice cracking. "I didn't mean for any of this. Please, can't we just try again?" Her words hang in the air, but they don't penetrate. I'm numb. Everything I've done, all the anger and revenge, it was supposed to give me clarity, some kind of satisfaction. But all I feel is empty. I look down at her, crouched on the floor, and a cold part of me thinks, this is what you wanted, isn't it? To break her like this. But it doesn't feel like a victory. Not anymore. "There's nothing left to fix, Mia," I say, my voice quiet but firm. "You destroyed it the moment you walked into his bed." She lets out a shimmy, covering her face with her hands. I watch her crumble, the guilt and regret flooding out of her in waves, but I don't move to comfort her. I can't. There's no space left for pity. "Eric, I know I messed up," she continues, her words barely coherent through her sobs. "But I love you. I never stopped loving you. Chase meant nothing to me. Nothing." I shake my head, finally stepping back. "You think this is about love? You cheated, Mia. You made your choice, and now you're dealing with the consequences. I thought we could—" She stops, choking on her words. "We can still make this work. I can change." "Change?" I scoff. "It's too late for that." She looks up at me, her face twisted with desperation. "Please, Eric, I don't want to lose everything. I can't lose you." "You already have." The finality in my voice seems to break something in her. She collapses against the wall, her sobs turning into quiet gasps as if she's finally realized there's no way out. It's over. The silence that follows is suffocating. I don't need to be here anymore. I don't need to see her like this. I turn to leave, and as I reach the door, her voice stops me. "Eric, don't do this," she whispers. "I'll leave if that's what you want. I'll disappear. Just don't hate me." I pause, my hand on the doorknob, and for the first time, I feel something close to sympathy, but it's fleeting. "I don't hate you, Mia," I say without turning around. "I just don't care anymore." And then I walk out, the weight of her sobs fading behind me. The house feels cold when I return, empty. For the first time in days, I realize I'm truly alone. Mia's gone, probably staying with her parents or crashing at a friend's house, if she has any left. I stare at the blank walls, the quiet rooms, the hollow echo of footsteps as I move through the space. It's almost eerie, like I'm in someone else's life, not my own. I drop onto the couch and pull out my phone. There's a message waiting for me from Sarah, one of Chase's other victims. She's been pushing for a lawsuit, trying to rally the other women together to take him down. I've been avoiding the topic, letting it sit in the back of my mind. But now, with everything done, it's creeping back in. They need my help. They need the evidence I gathered, the things I've kept hidden. I stare at the message for a long time, my thumb hovering over the screen. I thought this was over. I thought I'd put Chase behind me, left him to rot in jail. But maybe this isn't finished. Maybe there's more to be done. I scroll through the conversation, reading Sarah's words. She's determined, focused. They want justice, real justice. And part of me understands that. Chase didn't just hurt me, he hurt a lot of people. This isn't just about revenge anymore. It's about something bigger. But do I really want to get involved again? Do I want to drag this out? To keep living in this nightmare? I toss the phone onto the table and lean back, closing my eyes. I'm tired. So damn tired. The months of plotting, of anger, of carefully building my revenge, It's all taken a toll. I thought I was in control, but now I'm not so sure. I rub my temples, trying to push the thoughts away, but they keep creeping back in. Was it worth it? All the destruction, the lies, the manipulation, what did it get me? Mia's gone. Chase is ruined. And I'm still here, sitting in the ruins of what was once my life. The control I thought I had feels like an illusion, something I clung to just to keep from falling apart. The doorbell rings, startling me out of my thoughts. I sit up frowning. It's late. Who the hell would be here now? I stand and walk to the door, half expecting Mia to be standing there, begging for another chance. But when I open it, it's not Mia. It's Sarah. She looks nervous, her hands gripping the strap of her purse, her eyes darting around like she's not sure if she should be here. Eric, she says, her voice soft. I didn't mean to bother you, but I didn't know where else to go. I step back, letting her in without a word. She walks inside, glancing around the house like she's trying to get a sense of who I am. I can tell she's nervous. She's twisting her fingers, her eyes flicking to me every few seconds. What's going on? I ask, keeping my voice calm. She sits down on the edge of the couch, her hands folded in her lap. I know we've talked a little about the case, about Chase, but things are moving faster now. Some of the women are ready to file, but we need more evidence. I know you have it. I nod, sitting across from her. I've got what you need, but why are you here? Why come in person? Her eyes drop to her lap. I guess I didn't want to talk about this over the phone. It feels bigger than that. I study her for a moment. There's something she's not saying, something behind the urgency in her voice. What's really going on, Sarah? She looks up, her eyes meeting mine. I don't want him to get away with it, she says, her voice trembling. Chase destroyed so many lives, and if we don't do something, he'll just keep doing it. Her words hit harder than I expect. I thought I was done with Chase, that his arrest would be enough. But Sarah's right. This isn't just about me anymore. It's about all the women he used, manipulated, hurt. And if I walk away now, what does that say about everything I've done? I lean forward, my elbows resting on my knees. I'll help you, I say finally. Whatever you need, I'll give it to you. Sarah lets out a breath, her shoulders sagging with relief. Thank you, Eric. I didn't know if you would. I nod, but there's something in her voice that makes me pause. I glance at her, seeing the way she's looking at me, grateful, yes, but also something else, something deeper. I'm not sure how to feel about it. She stands up, brushing her hands on her jeans. I should go. I didn't mean to keep you. I follow her to the door, the air between us thick with unspoken things. As she steps outside, she turns back, hesitating. You're a good man, Eric. I know what you did wasn't easy. I force a smile, though I'm not sure I believe her. Yeah. Maybe. She gives me a small nod and walks to her car, disappearing into the night. I watch her drive away, her words echoing in my head. A good man. I'm not sure what that even means anymore. I close the door and lean against it, staring at the empty house. The quiet feels heavier now, more suffocating. I've won, but at what cost? Mia's gone. Chase is destroyed. And yet, I'm still here, lost in the aftermath. I walk back to the couch and sit down, my mind spinning. There's a weight in my chest, something dark and unshakable. I thought revenge would give me peace, but it hasn't. It's only left me with more questions, more uncertainty. The phone buzzes again, another message from Sarah. This time, I don't hesitate. I open it, reading her words carefully. We need to meet soon. There's more to this than I realized. I stare at the message, my heart pounding. There's no going back now. I'm already too deep. I type out a quick response, agreeing to meet, and then drop the phone onto the table. I lean back, closing my eyes, trying to block out the noise in my head. I thought I was done, but it seems like this is just the beginning. I sit at the edge of my bed, staring at the empty room. Mia's absence feels like a gaping hole in my life, but it's not just her, it's everything. The house, the plans, the memories, it's all been tainted. I thought revenge would give me closure, that exposing her affair and tearing apart her life would somehow fix the cracks inside me. But now, sitting here in the silence, I realize how wrong I was. Revenge gave me control, but not peace. And that's the part that eats at me the most. I wanted to feel something, satisfaction, vindication, something to balance the pain I felt. But all I feel is a deep emptiness, a numbness that sinks into my bones. Mia is gone for good, and I made sure of that. There's no going back, no second chances. I stood my ground when she begged me for forgiveness, and even now, thinking about her broken voice as she pleaded, I don't regret it, but I also don't feel victorious. I thought I would. I look around the room again. The photos on the walls, the bed we once shared, the little traces of a life that was mine, ours, now nothing more than remnants of a betrayal. I know she's lost everything, but so have I. And for what? The phone on the nightstand buzzes, breaking the silence. It's Sarah again. We need to meet. There's more we need to talk about, please. I stare at the message, not sure how to respond. I've been avoiding her since that night at the house, since she told me about the lawsuit against Chase. Helping her, helping those women, it seemed like the right thing to do. But now, it feels like dragging myself deeper into a mess that should be over. I let the phone slip from my hand, closing my eyes. I need to move forward, not backward. But what does moving forward even look like? Everything I thought I was building, all the control I thought I had, it feels hollow now, like I was chasing a ghost. The man I was before Mia's affair, before the betrayal, that man doesn't exist anymore. And I'm not sure who I am now. I stand up restless. The house feels too big, too quiet. I walk through the rooms, my footsteps echoing against the walls. Every corner is a reminder of what used to be, and I wonder if I'll ever be able to stay here without the weight of it crushing me. My mind drifts back to that last confrontation with Mia. The way she crumbled when she realized it was all over. The way her voice cracked as she tried to blame me for what she did. I felt nothing then, just cold certainty that I was doing what needed to be done. But now the anger has faded, and in its place there's something else. Regret? No, it's not regret. It's just emptiness. I sit down at the kitchen table, the same spot where I confronted her about the affair. The evidence I'd gathered, the texts, the pictures, all of it felt like a lifeline then, a way to control the chaos. Now it feels like a queen, trapping me in the past. I wanted justice. I wanted her to pay, and she did. But at what cost? The doorbell rings, and I glance up, surprised. I'm not expecting anyone. For a moment, I wonder if Mia's come back. But no, that chapter is closed. I stand and walk to the door, my chest tightening with a mix of curiosity and dread. I open it to find Sarah standing there, her expression uncertain. She looks tired, like she hasn't slept in days. I hadn't planned on seeing her again so soon, but here she is. Eric, she says quietly. I'm sorry to just show up like this, but I needed to talk to you. I step aside, letting her in without a word. She walks into the living room, her gaze drifting around the house, probably taking in the mess that I haven't bothered to clean up. She sits on the couch, looking nervous, and I sit across from her, waiting for her to speak. There's more going on than we realize, she says, her voice soft but serious. With Chase, I mean. More women have come forward. It's bigger than we thought. I nod, but I don't say anything. My mind feels like it's stuck in neutral, unable to engage. I'm tired. Tired of the lies, the manipulation, the constant digging for more dirt. I wanted to expose Chase, and I did. I wanted to ruin Mia, and I did. But now this feels like another day I don't have the energy for. Eric, she continues, her eyes searching mine. We need your help. You have the evidence we need to really take him down. I look away, my jaw tightening. I know what she's asking. I know what it means to get involved again. But do I want to keep fighting this war? Or do I just walk away? I don't know if I can do this anymore, I admit, my voice low. I thought I was finished with all of it. Chase, Mia, it's over. I don't know if I have anything left to give. Sarah's eyes soften and she leans forward. You've already done so much, but you've seen what he's capable of. If we don't stop him, he'll just hurt more people. Her words cut through the fog in my mind, and I feel the weight of her plea settle on me. She's right. Chase won't stop unless someone stops him. And maybe, just maybe, this is what I need to do something that matters, something that isn't about revenge, but about justice. I'll think about it, I say finally, meeting her gaze. She nods, standing up. That's all I can ask. I walk her to the door, and as she leaves, the house feels quieter than ever. I stand there for a moment, staring into the night, the cool air brushing against my skin. There's a crossroads in front of me, and I don't know which path to take. Revenge gave me control, but it didn't give me peace. I thought I could move on once everything was destroyed, but now I'm not so sure. Maybe this fight with Chase, this push for justice, is the only way forward. Or maybe it's just another distraction. I close the door, the uncertainty swirling in my mind. The future feels like a blank slate, but the scars of betrayal and revenge run deep. I'm ready to move forward, but I don't know what that means anymore. All I know is that the person I've become isn't the man I used to be. And maybe, just maybe, that's okay.